Hey guys, Will or Lolio here, and today I want to talk about the faction capitals in Draenor. So previously, at BlizzCon, they announced the Bladespire Citadel and the Temple of Karabor would be the Horde and Alliance capitals in Draenor, respectively.
As the Alliance, you're going to end up defending Karabor and saving it from the Iron Horde, and that's going to be your main city. Karabor is what you may have known as Black Temple in Outland. So that's actually going to be your city as the Alliance for the expansion.
And people were really excited for that, especially Karabor. Karabor was definitely the one that Alliance players were really happy about. You know, the Draenor finally get to do something. They haven't really had any development since Burning Crusade, and it was really nice that they get all new architecture, and they get a huge, awesome city complex, and people were really happy about that. Bladespire, well, I mean, it's Ogre Ruins, it's not really that amazing, and it didn't really exist in lore previously, whereas Karabor, we've already seen that as the Black Temple, and now we get to see it in its full, glory, and that was really awesome. And so while Bladespire and Karabor are still going to exist, Blizzard has recently said on Twitter that these are no longer the faction capitals. The hubs, where the auction house, portals, where everything is, they're not going to be here anymore. They're going to be in Ashran. So Ashran, for those of you who don't remember, is the world PvP island sort of deal that's going to have a battle going on all the time. Note that while that is PvP focused, there is no forced PvP in the faction hubs. It's not like they're going to be a PvP zone too. They're on the island, but they're separate overall. So this is fairly disappointing. I love the idea of Karabor and Bladespire being populated. I thought it would be amazing, and overall it seems people agree with me. I mean, there's a huge backlash on Twitter about this right now. Various forums, people are all up in arms about it. There's one thread on MMO Champion I saw has 69 pages currently in one day. There's tons of polls showing that everyone really wanted Karabor and Bladespire. People are not happy about this Ashran thing, mainly because Ashran is not cool at all compared to Bladespire and Karabor, which were awesome. That would just seem like a really awesome idea, and I don't know why they would go back on it. Blizzard has kind of responded over Twitter about this, basically saying that, well, at BlizzCon we show things early in development, and things change over time, responding to people who say, hey, you guys promised us Karabor. And they didn't exactly promise it. I mean, they have gone back on a lot of things since BlizzCon. You kind of have to expect that every time. Things like, Path of the Titans or the Dance Studio were changed or removed. And this is one of those things, but I don't think people are going to be okay with this one. It seems like people are really upset about this change in particular, just because it seems so arbitrary. There's been a lot of design 180s in this expansion, right? The capitals, revamping of zones multiple times during the alpha, like Gorgrond initially had a whole train network through the zone, being able to move your garrison or name your followers. All these things have been removed, and I don't know, the development of this expansion just seems very odd compared to other ones. It seems like there's a lot of delays and a lot of weird things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. I think that this change really exemplifies that. It just seems so odd, doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't seem like people are okay with it at all. I think this change really resonates with people more than the others. It feels, I don't know, it hits you hard because you're gonna spend a lot of time in the faction capitals. I mean, I know they expect people to spend time in their garrison, but I think a lot of people want to just AFK in Karabor or whatever. And I know technically you can still do that, it will still exist, but it won't be relevant. It'll be like going to any of the other cities. The reason people don't go to Darnassus isn't because they don't like it, it's because there's nothing there. And the same fate will happen to Karabor if they don't add any portals or any auction house, anything like that. If those things aren't there, then people won't go there. And it's really a waste of these big cities that they already made the architecture for. It doesn't take that long to just add the NPCs in there and add the features. I don't know why they would decide Ashran. They said that Ashran will give them some additional cool gameplay, and I don't really get how that's going to work if they're not going to force the PvP on us, because that's what Ashran is about, but I guess we'll see what they have planned. But overall, I'm just not a fan. I don't think anyone is. I think people were like, I want my Bladespire, I want my Karabor, fuck this change, it's not a good thing. My guess is Blizzard is going to end up caving on this. I think it's a case where the designers think, okay, this will give us awesome gameplay, but the players are like, no, that's not going to be okay. They will complain about this, and it is a vocal minority. I think most people in the end don't care. because most people don't even know about it, but the people who do know about it, the people who care a lot. And I think that it's one of those things that it's really going to bother people if they don't go back on this. It seems pretty minor overall, like who cares where the capitals are, but I don't know, after spending time in the shrines are terrible, and I want awesome faction cities. I mean, what I really wanted was Shattrath again. I think people would have been okay with a neutral Shattrath, but what people really want now that they've seen Karabor, now that they've seen Bladespire, it's like we almost had it, and they're going to take it away. It's worse to almost have something or to have something for a little bit and then have it taken away than to never have it at all. If they hadn't announced that Karabor and Bladespire were going to be the capitals, people wouldn't care. But they did, and I think Blizzard needs to realize that, and one, be more careful about showing shit off at BlizzCon that they're not sure about. I know it's a fine line between showing things off and not revealing too much because, you know, it's in development, but they need to you know, focus on getting things right the first time a little bit more. I know they like to iterate, but one, that takes them way too fucking long, and two, you know, it leads to disappointment a lot of times. A good comparison I saw with this change is, imagine if we got another Northrend expansion, and at BlizzCon they said the faction capitals would be Icecrown, Citadel, and Ulduar, and then later on they said nope, they're in Wintergrasp. Like, that would be a horrible change and no one would like that. And it's a similar thing here. It's not quite as bad because one of the capitals, Bladespire, isn't quite as, I don't know, it doesn't feel as important as Karabor, but still, it's just a bad change overall, and I really hope they go back on this. Anyway, that's all the news for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.